Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Beat postgame show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and with me today, after one of the tougher losses of the season, we have StreamB co-founder Franky G.
Tank Commander Terry Rozier.
Yeah, truly one of the tank commanders.
He did it.
We got to get a Photoshop of Terry right in the tank. Also joining us is tank enthusiast Coach Lou. Sausage takes.
I mean, I thought you were going to say our exposure with the way his rotations were today. But I mean, I'm here. Sorry, it's not Spo. But yeah. Great game, guys.
And also joining us today, sporting his best Gendo Ikari, Rozier hater, Kyle Scarlett. Yeah, no, I agree. Why are you like an anime villain? Like what with the this man's doing this man's doing the fucking Terry Rozier has
He's got the reflection.
Oh my god. This man's a good one. Listen, we're gonna get to Terry. As every great Miami Heat Beat post game does, it's a Rozier slander fest. But guys, listen. They lost a close game against one of the best teams in the league. I guess maybe the best team in the league. And I'm not gonna lie, the result, the moral victory in March, I wet my ass with. Like if this game was in November, I think we all feel very different. The fact that it's happening on March 5th is a little frustrating, and there's not a lot of joy to take out of it. But I mean, Franky, Bam Adebayo, I think he, after a slow half season, pretty much since the trade deadline, he's been absolutely sensational. And I think today was kind of a capstone performance on both ends of the floor. I mean, particularly on offense, scoring everywhere from mid post to pick and pop, kick out three from the corner, kick out three out the wing, scoring off the dribble in the post against Mobley, against smaller guys, attacking switches as a pick and roll big. Like, Franky, it was really like, when we talk about Bam's potential, this is kind of what the idealized version of his offensive self looks like.
20 points, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists compared to 34 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. That's Bam's. The first number was the Cleveland's starting front court versus Bam. His singular numbers. Jared Allen, and he held Jared Allen to 4 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Evan Mobley, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. I want to talk about that first, because we always just assume the defense and we never highlight it. I feel like we don't highlight it enough. But offensively, yeah, man, just decisiveness. He's found his comfort in this offense. They've bent the offense enough where it's to his comfort as well as others. And yeah, he had no other options today but to take shots. And 18 shots when you're missing 3 starters and a bunch of rotation players. He probably should have had more. My favorite thing, what I look at, is 9 for 9 at the free throw line.
Yep.
He's had his struggles the last couple of years as he's tinkered with his jumper, getting consistency at the line, and getting to the line 9 times was great. I still think there's some adjustments he can make technique wise to get to the line a little bit more and be more of effective in that respect. But yeah, man, besides that turnover at the end where it just slipped out of his hands, and that happens, fantastic game. No complaints.
Lou, I mean, I think the way he really, I think in that kind of early in that first quarter, you kind of saw Cleveland realize that Bam was going to be an issue that night, and they were sending early doubles. And I thought for a little bit that discombobulated Miami's offense. But we criticize Spo a lot. I got to give credit to Spo. I thought that they just went to, okay, we're going to hand off and then we're going to flip the handoff, and that's how we're going to get Bam the ball instead of just kind of force feeding him in the mid post. And I thought that kind of speaks to Bam's skill set, that he can be effective from multiple spots on the floor, especially tonight. They're like, okay, well, if you're going to switch that, we're going to do this, or if you're just going to drop it, we're just going to flip it back to Bam, and we're going to kind of get him in spots where he's comfortable, finding cutters. Haywood Highsmith, really great today, kind of moving off the ball. Duncan Robinson, really great moving off the ball today. And I thought that Bam did a great job of not only scoring, but facilitating.
Yeah, just being like the whole hub offensively. And it helped that the guys that played most of the minutes alongside him were guys who can move without the basketball. Like you said, like Duncan, like Highsmith, guys who aren't afraid to get off the ball and go rescreen, pin down. Like, I thought the scheme-wise today, what Spo ran was really, really excellent on both sides of the floor. But just in general, like Bam's decisiveness, his ability to he was the best player on the floor today against the best team in the NBA. And I think that says a lot about him. That says a lot about his versatility. And this is not just offensively. Like, he was shutting people down on defense too. Like, today was truly a spectacular day. The jumper was falling. One thing I've noticed recently from Bam has been his shot prep in terms of like the catch and shoot threes has been so much better than it was at the beginning of the season. He's actually like, catching ready to shoot as opposed to catching and then getting his jumper ready to shoot. And it's helped him. He had one early in the first quarter in the corner over Jared Allen. Really impressive. Shot prep looked smooth. Everything.
Dude, that one
fourth too.
That one was like it was so good that I didn't register that it was Bam because it was so in the flow of the offense.
That's a fine.
It was so it's a fine. We got to institute a fine. No phones.
Timeout.
Timeout.
It's funny because I was just gonna move through like nothing happened, and Franky did the right thing by calling Kyle. I was gonna just do professionalism. I was just gonna be like, let's pretend that didn't happen.
No. That's the FBI calling for Terry.
Yeah, that's they're consulting with Kyle.
We're witnesses.
How they can get this guy.
Kyle's snitching for sure.
No, yeah. He did
it.
He's the informant.
He is.
I am the informant.
Yeah, no, he's the informant. Kyle, before we get into Terry, Bam tonight, Lou kind of mentioned defensively, played everywhere on the floor, whether it was in the zone, switching, getting up on Cleveland's really, really physical and big front court. It literally did everything on the floor today. And again, defensively, it's his calling card. He's going to get a lot of rightful credit and talk for the offensive game tonight, but the defensive game by him was, classic by him.
And I think where he was felt the most is rebounding, timing rebounds, just getting the ball,
boxing out, man. Yeah,
boxing out,
physicality,
which is really, really challenging to do when you're the only big again up front. So I thought he played well defensively. I thought he played well switch wise. Also, even when they didn't have much on the back line, he contained the ball well enough to really kind of make it difficult for them to take advantage of it. So I thought that was impressive. The shot making wasn't surprising from the perspective that he's had games like this before. It's just been a long time since we've seen him go on, a run where he gets a shot here. He's decisive with even the jab step. Like, he didn't take 3 or 4 of them. He would take one and get to where he wants to go. And some of that also created him being able to get to the free throw line, right? So I think that having, you got to see why he got paid whatever he got paid, and 2, that he's a two-way guy. And I think Davion talked about it, just that he's the best defender in the world. I think he showed some of that. Cleveland typically averages 123 points per game. They kept him beneath that. They got kind of close, but I think that's a credit to Bam really just locking in, especially with the short rotation, and just leading his guys out there. I saw him kind of pull him to the side a few times and telling them where to be, what's best and optimal on defense, and then where to be on offense. So, that's what you want from a guy you build your franchise around. That's you can call a guy like that a superstar. That's what you want from him nightly. And it didn't turn into 5 or 6 block shots. It turned into not, kind of what we credit Bam for is stopping defenses from, offenses from getting where they want to go and getting optimal shots, and just showing force and being physical. So I really appreciated his game tonight.
He's sensational. I have a question for you guys, and kind of anybody can jump in on this, but I tonight, obviously no Ware, play a lot with Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson as his front court partners. Do you guys feel that, okay, there's a few things going on here, because earlier in the season, we talked about it before, Spo has really cut out that mid-range diet out of pretty much everyone's game. And I think there was, around the trade deadline or around the trade stuff, Eric kind of started re-implementing some of that, particularly with Bam's game. And I think that now that he's not playing, Khalil's shooting has really kind of struggled, pretty much in the last month or two. How much do you guys think like this offensive explosion is, okay, he's playing more with some wings that can shoot. There's a little bit more shooting on the floor. There's a little bit more spacing. I think you kind of saw today how big Cleveland plays, and Miami they started Kevin Love, who's a stretch big, and they played Kyle Anderson as his other front court mate a lot. Kyle Anderson was the backup center for them a lot of minutes. I don't know if you guys feel like that kind of played into tonight a bit, because I thought he just operated with more space. I think there were times when he got double teamed when Rozier was the closest man, and that went bad because Bam would just pass it to him and it went bad. Then Spo kind of moved Rozier to the other side of the floor and everything kind of felt good again.
It went bad because Terry would have the ball in his hands and make a decision.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but like they just moved Terry to the opposite, to the weak side, and they just had Duncan on the strong side, which is, kind of what they should have done to start. But I don't know if you guys kind of agree with this or whatever, but it's just something that I was thinking about today.
Yeah, just more respectable shooters. Like Jablonka, John Jablonka has always talked about how even in the two big lineups, they're just sagging off of where they don't respect it, and that's forced to doubles. But yeah, like Love, Bam made some nice decisions on the short rolls and in the post when he got doubled to find Love in the corner for a couple of his threes. I ultimately just think it's just like Bam early in the season talked a lot about doing whatever the team needs, and like it kind of sounded like he was trying not to complain, but he was saying like, I have to do whatever the team needs, and if it's play point guard tonight or whatever and play different roles, like you could just tell he was uncomfortable. He was just asked to do a lot more than he really wanted to do. And after, once they started playing Ware at the center, it was just like, all right, like they're playing Bam and making him happy, give him stuff he wants, putting him in the, like you said, on the offense, letting him take his middies, his comfort. Like Lou said, he's getting more shot. He's fixing things with the shot. I haven't even noticed that. Lou, great. That was a great note. But yeah, like that was something we harped on early. That was a big reason why he was fucking awful at the threes, because he had no rhythm in there. And now he's hitting 3 for 5, and we haven't even talked about that from 3. It was all in rhythm, all catch
all
and
in
shoot,
rhythm,
and it just looks natural.
Late in the clock, but it was a pick and pop. It was like yeah. So like, and if it's gonna be late in the clock, I like
That's
it
fine.
like that. Especially,
I'd rather him shoot the 3 than the 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's I think he's just finding his comfort these last like 20 or so games, and he they're finding a balance to get good offense still. Like he's getting great looks, makeable looks. He still needs to give and take a little bit on the passing, like Jablonka's harped on. But I thought the reads were excellent today off the double team. He didn't force a lot of tough shots, and that's why the offense came easy to him, because he wasn't forcing tough shit.
Yep.
Man, chat is furious. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not mad today. Like, chat wants me to rant. Chat is angry. I guess I'm not angry because a part of me gave up on this team. And you guys, I shout out to the passion of the fan base.
For
You're
sure.
on a fucking Wednesday night in May, mad at a sub 500 team. I love you guys. That's what it's all about. You guys hate Terry Rozier. I hate Terry Rozier. We're bonding. And guess what we're going to get into right now? I think I put up a poll today because I was curious because there's a lot of, I feel like the most united the fan base has ever been since I've been a part of online Heat fandom is Terry Rozier hate. I got to be honest with you. I think let's not hyperbolize. Let's actually be fair. Obviously, during the LeBron Big 3 days, we were united in a way that nothing will ever be that. After that, Terry Rozier, Franky's bringing up the poll that I put up right now. Most hated Heat player. I had Rozier, Hassan Whiteside, Kyle Lowry, and other. Almost 700 votes so far, and Rozier's running away with it with 54% of the votes. Hassan second place, Kyle third, and other fourth. Disrespecting my guy Kyle, but we'll talk about it. Insane. In fucking sane. I can't believe how horrible he's been. I don't even know where to start. I guess why is he playing crunch time minutes over Davion Mitchell? Why is Spo taking him out instead of Duncan? We're all like that. Lou, what the fuck?
Hey, I have a stat for you guys.
Love stats.
Terry Rozier today. By the way, 24 minutes in the second half of a basketball game. Terry Rozier played 22 of them. 22
in the second half.
In the second half, 20 led the team with 22 second half minutes.
Guess how many points?
Oh, he must have been doing something. 0 for 8. 2 points and 3 fucking turnovers. You cannot make
Yeah, more turnovers than points.
More turnovers than points. This man is the epitome. I said today in the Miami Heat beat chat, and then I tweeted it. Terry Rozier is the first time in Heat history, from my personal viewing standpoint, I watch him and I expect nothing and still get let down. It never fucking fails. Like, he is so bad. The decision making. I was so happy with Kyle Anderson. I said I'd rather have Kendrick Nunn come from Germany to land today and run 2 pick and rolls rather than see Terry Rozier on the basketball floor again. I would rather Carlos Arroyo, currently dropping reggaeton albums in PR, come out and play 2 pick and rolls over Terry Rozier. This is despicable. I don't know. He got me talking like a New Yorker.
Does Carlos have a better chance of getting on the court now or opening for Bad Bunny?
Oof. On the court. Oh, no. With the way Spo is coaching Terry.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what does Carlitos Arroyo have a better chance of doing?
Like someone in chat says, have we experimented with Terry at the nail? I wish we could nail him to the fucking bench. Oh, my God.
Hey,
I have been watching.
Hey, man, led to starting. People have been nailed for less.
Hey. I mean, I have been watching Heat basketball since the 04-05 season. I've watched like 90-something% of those games since that time. Oh. And I have never seen somebody like Terry just get no fucking discipline, no fucking minutes removed. Like, he's had a couple of the DMP coaches' decisions. But like, and I wouldn't even call those coaches' decisions. I would say that it was an act from God, because the way Spo has played and coached with Terry, Kel'el Ware makes 3 mistakes. I'm not even a Kel'el Ware fan, and Kel'el Ware makes 3 fucking mistakes, and he's nailed to the fucking bench for the rest of the game. Fucking Terry Rozier can average 2 mistakes a fucking play, and Spo's like, I gotta close with this guy. I need 12 minutes in the fourth. Who else am I gonna fucking call? He is the most maddening fucking player I've ever seen. There's nothing he brings to the table. There's nothing. He doesn't defend well. He doesn't make plays on offense with the ball. He's not a threat to shoot. He's a threat to shoot. He's not a threat to make a shot. He fucking misses layup. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't defend any fucking body. Oh my God. Let me fucking play his compilation on Brick Center. Look at it. He dribbled it into the fucking hands of the defender. He backs up, goes to ISO this guy, bounce pass right to Donovan Mitchell.
The wrong 45.
Doesn't even contest a shot.
Oh, look at that one. Hold on.
360 no scope.
The style, ladies and gentlemen.
It's supposed to, and this guy had 4 less fucking shot attempts than Bam. He had 3 more minutes than fucking Bam. Like, I'm sorry. This season, Spo's obsession with Terry Rozier has knocked him off my fucking top coach in the league. There's
That was a great pass.
Can I take it from there? Can I take it from there?
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
I want to shake Spo. Don't shake him. Like I can't even understand what is he thinking? What is he thinking? Like you sub out Duncan, and I said if I come back from commercial and I see this guy, I'm saying this guy because what I really want to say I can't say. If this guy is still on the damn court when we come back from a commercial, I'm gonna fly to Miami and I'm gonna shake Spo. What did I come back and see? Terry Rozier time after he missed 2 threes in a row, wide open. He can't hit anything open. Like I can't even understand. Like what does he see? Does he love the struggle so much that he like what are we doing? What are we like? This is not even taking. This is bad. Look at this. This is nowhere's land.
This is an abomination to basketball.
Like what?
He needs.
I've never seen that.
I don't understand.
Run that same clip back.
He doesn't even contest.
He fucks up 3 times in one clip. 3 times, Kyle. Look at it.
Who was he passing to? Why is he always lobbing to nobody? Why the ball is always going somewhere that no one is? I just can't understand it. I can't get it. I don't understand why his IQ is so low.
Look at this.
He
doesn't even space out correctly. Then proceeds to dribble, and pass it to the wrong 45, and then not contest. Like if somebody saw that in high school, they would be benched. Why the fuck is this guy getting rotation minutes? I mean, I'm not complaining.
Can we put that playback? The last turnover that was on that we just put.
Oh my god, he makes me hate basketball, and I love basketball.
Him spacing out here to where? Not ready, and then he's like, "I'm gonna ISO," and then he's like,
"What happened?" Can we like frame by frame? He has the ball there. There's nobody affecting the ball. He has 2 hands on it.
I just can't understand.
I need a run.
Oh my god, he's passing to the logo.
So first he reverse finger rolls away from the basket. Now he's passing to Invisible Man. Like I'm trying to understand the logic.
And the logic is, Kyle, there's 4 seconds on the clock. He's trying to throw a pass. He's trying to throw this to Highsmith, and the ball slips out of his hand. But he's trying to throw it to Highsmith 35 feet from the fucking basket with 3 seconds left by the time he catches it.
And guarded.
Yeah, like this is your point guard that you traded fucking first
round.
No,
Franky, this is not a point guard. I don't even want to call him a guard. Like he's just whatever he is, he's a career like mistake. Like his whole like I've never seen somebody just decide that basketball is where I should make my most mistakes and be the worst possible player possible. How can I make a lower IQ play as much as possible? If this was 2K, he would average an F grade consistently. Like disturbing. He plays disturbing basketball. Like it feels paranormal.
This is
like I just don't even understand. I don't get it.
Chat says they just unfollowed Terry on Instagram. Wow, you guys are deep.
You were following him on Instagram?
What?
Come on, guys. We're better than
Terry Rozier. Hold on, I'm gonna go to Terry Rozier's Instagram.
Why Terry? Like, I don't know. I could follow SloMo at this point over him. Like,
I can't imagine. I can't imagine his. Okay, what's going on Terry's Instagram? Nothing.
Much like his basketball game.
He's probably logged into the wrong account. That makes no sense.
Dude, he's
spamming.
He's genuinely, I think, the worst high contract player this team has ever had
in basketball.
In basketball, period.
This season, the worst contract in basketball. I don't even think it's relative. I'd rather have somebody who's injured and not playing, making his money than this.
So actually, Terry Rozier did have a good defensive possession this month. This is him stealing the poster out of Lou's front porch. So he does have a steal. He did play a little defense. It's courtesy of Leches. That's
He does have a
legend.
steal. This criminal.
He does have. He does have a steal. He did. He took Lou's package. So
God.
yeah, we have Terry Rozier doing something.
Terry
and-
is now shooting worse from 3 than Bam. He's only slightly ahead of Jaime by
What does he
literally.
at the rim? What does he
Yeah,
at the rim?
that's the biggest. That's the biggest one because I can't think of a single time Jaime's made a 3 this year. I cannot conjure it. You know how some people, like when you're like, hey, can you picture an apple? Like some people can picture an apple and some people can picture an apple, but in black and white, or other people can't picture the item. They can only picture the concept of an apple. I can't picture Jaime Jaquez hitting a 3. I can only like think of the concept of him hitting a 3 because I don't think I've ever seen it.
Terry Rozier this season for point guards is in the 3rd percentile for corner threes.
Yeah, he's pretty horrible.
And 25th percentile inside the restricted area. That's what we signed him for, guys.
And he took two fucking threes. What's the concept of an apple? Chat says he took 2 fucking threes while the Heat were down 1.
It's not.
And he
fair
airballed the second one wide open.
It's not fair that Jimmy gets to go from Terry Rozier to Steph Curry. I just don't think that's fair. He should have took him with him.
I hope they're stealing fucking Terry's cookies and ice cream.
Terry's best player of the year was
It's ice cream,
tackling
not
Ben
cookies.
Thompson.
Get it right,
That's fine.
according to Pat Riley.
Everything. He deserves nothing. Not even loose poster.
I would be okay with them waiving him because it's no different. It's no difference. Just waive him. The money's gonna be there anyway.
To be honest with you, I would normally say no, don't waive him because like you're just losing the contract that you can aggregate later for salary. At this point, he's actively hurting the on-court product so much because Spo keeps playing him, and I don't understand why. Even Will Manso's employed by the team. He's even tweeting, I don't even know what Rozier's doing down the stretch here. You lost Will Manso? Will Manso, the nicest man on earth. You lost Will. It's over, big dog. Over. I don't want to spend more time talking about Rozier, mostly because it makes me upset. And I know that I don't think he deserves more of our bandwidth. I really don't. I want to get to a couple more things and we're going to close out the show. I want to talk a little bit about SloMo as a ball handler because I thought that was kind of been an interesting thing the last few games. Lou, I think that's something to look forward to. I think especially when Tyler is not on the floor, to kind of piggyback off the whole Rozier stuff, the less Rozier handles, the better. And I actually was really impressed by the point forwardness of him today. I like when he rebounds and brings the ball up. I just like when he brings the ball up, when he gets them organized. I think especially the 4-5 pick and roll with him and Bam. I thought he's hitting cutters really good today. I thought Highsmith, as we talked about earlier at the top of the show, I mean, was sensational. We'll talk a little bit more about him defensively in the zone, but hitting him on cuts. I mean, even Terry hit. I mean, Highsmith's so good off cuts, even Terry found him. But SloMo, I thought, was really, really good, particularly in that fourth quarter in triggering their offense, Lou.
Yeah, and even more in particular during that stretch that Bam wasn't in the game. In the second half.
1 minute when he was the 5 and Rozier was in the game, and I couldn't believe that they survived those minutes because, like, to me that was the game. You know what I mean? Like if they get throttled those minutes, like there's no competition that we're watching. So you're right about that.
Yeah. Played almost 7 minutes today as a sole 5, and they only lost those minutes by 2 points. So it was
huge win. Really, and those are Rozier minutes because Rozier played those minutes.
Yeah, he did all 6.5 of them, unfortunately. But I mean, today SloMo was just basically like his point forwardness, his ability to almost calm the offense. I really like him initiating sets. Now, when he's off the ball, that's a whole different conversation and how he can impact there. But on the ball, at least, he makes good reads. He finds cutters. He knows when to get off the ball and when to attack, which is key when you need somebody initiating. It's one of the things that Terry Rozier doesn't know how to do. One of the many things Terry Rozier doesn't know how to do. But just in general, like a really good game from him today. The Heat were +5 with him today, 119 offensive rating with him on the floor. as as opposed to, I think the offensive rating with him off today was like 100 on the dot. Yeah, 100 on the dot. So it was really bad. A huge difference to their offensive numbers. I thought the zone really helped him defensively too, because in space he's been putrid guarding one-on-one. Like, he's been awful. So the zone almost lets him not have to do that as much, and he didn't get picked on. So his IQ gets to shine as opposed to his lack of physical lateral quickness or whatever. But just impacted the game in like completely today. Had I think he had 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 points, 4 offensive rebounds, a lot of tap outs, crashing into like the free throw line area after long shots, doing a lot of like the little things to help keep you afloat. And I wasn't surprised that Spo did not take him out of the game. Like he was one of the guys that deserved some minutes today to close the game. And I think I don't know what this means going forward, but I do kind of like that he played by ear in terms of like if he was good or if he wasn't. I know the last game or maybe 2 games ago he wasn't so good and he took him out quickly and didn't give him much minutes besides that. But today obviously got a longer leash because he really helped also match up with the size of the other team. So it wasn't just Bam alone with Highsmith at the 4. So like you can have Highsmith more as a wing as opposed to a 4. So Kyle was great today, in my opinion.
Fantastic. Before I want to switch gears to the defense, if anybody had anything else to add to Kyle Anderson, because I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something that they could really piggyback off going forward.
For sure. And we know Kyle is has a 3-year deal with the last one expiring. But I just want to note that like if their aim is to go in a younger direction in the offseason and retool, like Kyle is the kind of vet you want to keep around because he's got high IQ. He can play with a multitude of players, and he's such an interesting archetype of like you watch, you see how unathletic he is, like speed wise, verticality wise, and he's not crazy, but he's so long and smart and knows how to play within himself. And like he's a great vet for the young guys. I love when today them running their post splits with him. They were trying to get into it more at the end. There was one that he Bam went to set a screen to Duncan and Bam slipped it, had the cut, and tight window made a perfect pass. Went through Bam's hands. But stuff like that, like they'll work out on, and he can play in different ways, and like you can run your offense through him. Like we talked about, he can post up smaller guys, sneaky good rebounder, like just knows how to high point it and get in there and battle. He's just a good guy that like as your 11th man, you can do so much worse. And I know Spo loves him and I like him too. And if they go young, like he's a great guy to have around.
He's a guy that I was not a big fan of, but this is kind of the role I would like him in. It's funny because that they would, I mean, again, when Tyler Hero comes back and they kind of get more of their ball handling on the floor, we're going to see his role because, Tyler is a guy who does bring the ball up and does a lot of that. So we'll see shooting 40% from 3 in a Heat uniform in 9 games. That's really good. And obviously, low attempts is just shooting 0.6 attempts per game. So something to watch for. And I think that's going to kind of be tied to how much I like his minutes. Kyle, let's talk a little bit about zone as we close out the show, because I thought Miami zone was, excuse me, I'm a little phlegmy today, really impressive. I thought it kind of got them. It really saved them in those kind of SloMo at the 5 lineups. And they even played zone with Bam in the game. I thought Cleveland did a good job. They were putting Donovan Mitchell in the middle of the zone. They put DeAndre Hunter sometimes. And I thought that they did a really, really good job at the end of the game of kind of like, neutering it from Miami. But really, I mean, you can't ask for more out of it. The whole game, it really brought them. It brought them back. That run, they were creating a lot of turnovers. I mean, Davion's ball pressure in the zone, and I thought Highsmith in particular, in and out of the zone, was really good. So I thought that was big time. We talked about Bam, we talked about Rozier, but I thought after Bam, the most important factor in that game being close was that.
Yeah, I would say that I think they ran a 3-2, if I'm correct, and then they kind of flexed out of it a little bit. Do we have the play where they forced the shot clock violation?
Yeah.
I loved the effort where they just, they're still in the zone, but they just made it difficult for them to get a shot.
That's a Miami Heat zone. That's an Eric Spoelstra zone.
And I tweeted it out the other day that they run a 3-2 zone pretty often, but has elements of an amoeba defense where you can flex in and out of that.
Yeah.
And kind of make, if you're going to switch a lot, that's what you need from your defense. So I like that they were connected on defense. And even with the ball moving, popping side to side, they stayed in formation and were really disciplined. So they kind of did that throughout the rest of the game, and that was really important. And I think that was probably to me, obviously there were some other bright spots, but defensively, I think that showed just their activity overall. So I'm sure they'll watch film and kind of see what they did well there. And kind of, they were undermanned, of course. So getting that effort from just the few guys you have is really important on a night where you're playing the number 1 seed in the East.
I genuinely think of they were competing for if they were a better team and they were going to be kind of playing for legit first or second round. I think that zone with that second unit at Kyle at the 5, I think that would be something that they would take a really hard look at. We know that's what Eric Spoelstra likes. And we know kind of how they feel about rookie bigs in those big leverage situations. So just a lot to think about, a lot to chew on, and something certainly I don't think they're going to be playing for much this year, but certainly next year, I think that's something that I just genuinely think that's a pillar of their team that's been pretty consistently important. Yeah. And we're going to kind of see how that plays out. So let's close this show on a bit of a lighter note. So somebody earlier had said that we should, and I wish I didn't save the chat message, but they're like, you should check out the Instagram comments on the Heat score picture. So I decided to pull it up a little bit, and certainly, it is pretty consistently leave Terry Rozier in Cleveland. Haters versus Heats. Terry hurts my soul. Another person says, I see Terry Rozier in the game and I turn the TV off. Shout out to Kendrick. I encourage you Heat fans to do the same. Save yourselves from the pains and suffering. Players that should be getting minutes over Terry Rozier. The entire roster, including Isaiah Stevens. Watching Terry Rozier makes me miss Drew Smith way more than I thought I would. Buddy, we've been on that forever. Terry Rozier going to get in the comments. Spo, why is Rozier in the game? What evidence does he have against you, or are you just washed? I don't understand Eric's logic giving Rozier many minutes in the game, which he is not producing in a positive way. And why don't we just give the summer league players like Josh Stevens and Johnson the opportunity to do something? By the way, these are just in a fucking row. I'm not selectively. I'm reading the comments in order. These are normies on Instagram. Next, Spo needs to be investigated too because of how Rozier is playing more minutes than Bam! Rozier has played all fourth quarter while Mitchell has played 1 minute. Heat fans, don't get mad at me. We almost beat them without our starters. Everyone played good except Rozier. I was going to read until we got a non-Rozier comment. We finally got one. Incredible.
That when Davion checked in for Duncan and not Terry, I absolutely lost it. I absolutely fucking lost it.
It was at that moment I knew what Spo's intentions were.
I don't even get it. It's not even a take thing.
I'm sorry, but realistically, there's no other explanation. I refuse to believe, with as smart as Eric Spoelstra is and as good as he has been at his job, that he today checked in Davion Mitchell and proceeded to remain with Terry Rozier. I refuse to believe that Spo is taking this season seriously, because not only did he take out Duncan, he took out Duncan for an offensive possession who was the sole hub outside of Bam, who was creating any fucking spacing.
That's where I lost it.
I refuse to believe
it. I could not believe that. It was the most fucking thing. Yeah, man.
Terry strikes
that had to be a Quinny move.
No fuck. I don't even know.
Listen, I hope that they have learned a lesson, which we all know they haven't.
They haven't.
They haven't.
It's so bad. Terry plays way also I want somebody who has access to the media, like asking the team questions, and Spo especially, like what's the fucking point of these G League guys coming to fucking these games and they never play them? Like
0 minutes.
Spo hasn't trusted any G League guys since Lando, and that's it's not
that
always
would break a man.
Yeah,
that would do it. That'll
that
do
should
it.
have been the heart out.
That did it for Spo, and that does it for us here on the Miami Heat Beat postgame show. We'll see you Friday for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I believe it's Friday, right? It is Friday. It is Friday. 8 p.m. tip-off at Kaseya Center. So rock with us on a Friday night. I think, tentatively, Alex Toledo, Troppy Baby of 5 Reasons Sports, will be on the pod tomorrow to talk about his newest article for Sports Illustrated. You heard that right. The professional screw-up has made it, has done the Miami Heat beat to Sports Illustrated pipeline. Congratulations to our good friend Alex Toledo at Tropical Blanket on Twitter. Make sure to check out his article.
Now
and if he doesn't sell out, he will be on the pod tomorrow to talk about his new SI gig and article. Yeah, chat says the writer Alex Toledo. What I get, I know, big time. My dog's doing big things. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Bam. Shout out to Liverpool and Harvey Elliott for absolutely stealing 3 points, a win.
Franky, get us out of here. What are we doing
in Paris?
He said,
"See you motherfuckers at Anfield."
Terry, this